As of lately, I've been getting more and more involved with editing and with the concepts of editing, with just becoming more proficient with editing. And because of that, I've been looking at more toys. I'm sorry. I've been looking at more tools to basically make my workflow go a lot faster. And one thing that I was looking at was the DaVinci did the Blackmagic Design speed editor, and kept researching it. I was just like, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna grab this. This is going to be the thing that makes me the most efficient at editing. And then I found out that you can only use it on the cut page, which I barely use. I'm always on the edit page. I'm an edit page boy. And because of that, it pretty much just tossed every single dream I had about just grabbing the speed editor, and it basically just shit on my dreams. Fast forward to me just looking for alternatives and trying to find the best alternative for the best price in this case, because I mean the speed editor is like $300, and because of TikTok, I found exactly what I wanted and what I needed. Thus enter the Work Louder Micro. Work Louder is basically just a self-started keyboard company for creators. They created something called the Work Louder Creator Board, which a bunch of bits and bobs is an ortholinear keyboard that does pretty much everything because it's compatible with VIA. The one thing that that kind of deterred me from getting the Creator Board was the price, because if anybody knows anything about the keyboard market or the custom keyboard market, really niche things like this tend to be really expensive, and I'm pretty sure it was like $500, $600. And I wasn't that dedicated to editing yet, and because of that, I completely passed over it. I wasn't gonna grab it, but I still want it. I would still love to try it, just to kind of just grasp the whole power of the board and everything like that. So instead, I got the little baby of the bunch. I got the Creator Micro. It's basically what it is. It's a macro pad. It's a macro pad that has two very distinct things that I was kind of looking for. It has an up and down rolly thing, which I don't know. Would it be an encoder? Would it be a rotary encoder? I guess it kind of would be, but I don't think it necessarily is a rotary encoder. But then it actually has a normal rotary encoder. So this right here, this was giving me like ideas of what I could use it for, what can I do with it, what can I accomplish with it, and it ended up being by far the most useful tool that I've bought since I started editing. I guess let's kind of go over exactly what it is. Basically, it is a 12 key macro pad with two rotary encoders. One that you're able to, do the whole scroll up thing with, and then the other one you're able to twist it. Okay, that's kind of awkward. Basically, you're able to twist the knob and press down the knob to be able to do whatever the hell you want. And because it's using VIA, which if you guys don't know what VIA is, you should probably look into it, because it's very helpful, especially when it comes to a lot of enthusiast and non-enthusiast custom mechanical keyboards. Oh, disgusting. So basically, this is a 12 key macro pad with a couple extra features that I didn't expect, because I honestly didn't read that much into it and I didn't actually find out that they were there. So you see the 12 keys, you're able to press the 12 keys, you're able to change the keys to do whatever the hell you want, whether it be just like a solid number or a letter, or you can attach macros to it. And because of that, you're able to do different keystrokes. You're able to type entire sentences with the click of a button. Another good thing about this is it's QMK compatible, which means that if you know a lot of the QM codes, you can essentially set custom Control, Shift, and whatever buttons without actually using up any of the macro spaces, because the macro spaces are a little bit limited to, I think it was like 20. Another really cool thing about this is the fact that there are two capacitive touch portions on this. One is the M on the left, and right off the gate, basically pre-programmed into it, it turns off the RGB. But you can do whatever the hell you want with that one. That can be set to a specific layer. It can be set to a specific macro. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. And then the second capacitive touch is basically how you're switching through different layers. Again, you can do whatever the hell you want with it, but This one was specifically designed to be able to go through the different layers because it also lights up the LED that's right above it to correspond with the different layers. So I found that very useful, and I found that kind of a game changer when it comes to a lot of the other macro pads that I've built or that I've used. Actually, I realized that I've only built the macro pads. So they've all been built by me except for this one. This is the first one that I actually haven't built. Basically, one of the things that I was looking for with any of the macro pads that I was going to grab specifically for editing, I wanted to be able to go through and use the rotary encoder to just scrub through the timeline on the edit page, because a lot of my little small cuts have been utilizing that. And because of that, this kind of ended up perfect. So I use the rotary encoder to scrub. I have another button that kind of I used for shift. And if you guys didn't know, with the DaVinci Resolve, you press shift and then use the arrow keys. It basically skips a few frames, or if you don't hold shift and just use the arrow keys, it's going to go frame by frame, and that's how you're able to kind of get those really intricate cuts that you wanted to get. Since I bought this, I've gone through different, I guess in this case it would be configurations, because I decided that it would be a good idea to basically press down on the rotary encoder and shift that to layer 3 and have the rotary encoder end up being redo and undo. And because of that, it just became a lot easier to kind of situate. I'm not going to go into all of the different buttons that I'm using, but these are the buttons that I've been able to basically just use this for going through the edit page and swapping out different scene or different clips in different directions, basically because of these specific keyboard shortcuts. So one of these it basically selects a clip, and then the other one deselects all clips. If I select a clip, then I go to layer 3, I'm able to use the bottom 2 buttons to be able to kind of move that selected clip either in front of another clip or behind another clip. That was kind of a game changer for me. And then on the first layer, I have all of my basic cuts. Like I have the cut, and then I have the ripple delete, and then I have the delete to left playhead, or delete from left, and then delete from right. I think there's still ripple deletes, but yeah, they're both ripple deletes, I think. I probably have the terminology wrong, but hey, I do that a lot. Basically, I mean, there's not really that much to tell about it. It's a keyboard that I'm able to adjust any of the keys to do whatever I want, and then I can use key combinations to basically do whatever the hell I want in DaVinci Resolve and be able to edit faster, more efficiently because of it. Like I kind of said at the beginning, this thing is 100% kind of changed the way that I go through and I edit. I mean, I still have a lot to learn about being more efficient with editing, but buying this tool, this $127 tool, that a lot of people would be like, oh, that's too expensive for a macro pad, and then they'd end up using it for basically any of the creative applications that they want to, because if you think about it, everything has different keybinds to it. Say you're using Photoshop, say you're using Premiere, say you're using Figma, which I think they actually kind of just did a deal with Figma, or they're going to do a deal with Figma. I can't exactly remember, but basically you're able to use this at it's not a question of what can this thing do, it's more of a question of what can't this thing do. And I know I've said that before with a lot of different tools, or especially like the Stream Deck. The Stream Deck is a very versatile tool, especially for streaming and for doing anything like editing and stuff like that. This kind of took it a little bit further and gave me the granular controls that I needed to be able to make my workflow more efficient. And because of that, I am very thankful. I am extremely thankful. So yeah, there's really not that much to this. It's an amazing tool that I honestly didn't know that I needed until I knew that I needed it. And now that I have it, I don't think I can work without it. And at some point, I'm thinking about getting the full creator board, because I feel like the more I deep dive into DaVinci and the more I get more acquainted with every single aspect of Resolve, it's going to become more apparent that I'm going to need more keybinds and more ways of finding those intricate controls so I can get these very fine cuts, these fine anything. Basically, it would eliminate my need for something like the speed editor, because it would be a speedier editor. I guess that would be yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and post a link to the website for Work Louder. Amazing presence online. Honestly, from the stuff that I've watched, especially watching their Discord and also just watching the TikToks that the owner put. It's an amazing small company that is doing a lot of really big things. And because of that, I 100% can recommend it, and I 100% can say this is something that not only would be beneficial to you, but it would also benefit, the fact that smaller creators and smaller entrepreneurs are doing stuff that are actually helpful for creators instead of just kind of selling to big companies and making their millions. But anyways, enough of that. I'm gonna go. It was great talking to you, and I hope that I can bring more content on this thing. Like, if I find something really cool that this thing can do, I'm going to make more content on it, because I don't think that I'm going to be able to shy away from using it, or from using the Work Louder ecosystem, because it just works too well, But anyways, I hope you guys appreciate what I have to say about this. I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up and all that jazz. Do the whole like, follow, subscribe thing, because I'm trying to be my best person. I'm trying to be my best me, and because of that, I want to put out more content for people to enjoy. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.